Hey guys, just finished watching Jessica Jones, Season 2, Episode 4, aka God Help the Hobo. Wow, what an interesting episode. It was such an interesting thing, the way things are going. Wow, I mean, let's just jump into it. So the first thing we get is Jessica, it opens with Jessica at anger management. And I love how, now that I'm looking back at this list for these episodes, so much happens in every episode that it's just like, oh yeah, that was this episode. It feels like it was a few episodes ago. But no, they've done so much in this episode that, it just feels like there's been so much time passing between the things that happen. And so it's really cool, and the way they do that, the way they jam-pack so much stuff in there, yet it doesn't feel like there's too much stuff at all. It feels perfect. So I love the way they're doing that. Pacing with these shows are really good. So then we find out that they go to the store for the women the strong women who fought her in the last episode had a wig and stuff. They find out that it's must be a real wig, since it's Trish didn't recognize it, which I guess makes sense since she wore wigs for so long. And then we get Vito almost falling out of the window. And it turned out that Vito is actually Oscar's son, so the not the landlord, but the superintendent for Jessica's building. And so that when that happened, I was just like, oh no, this is where she's gonna get. Does he make it? Does he not? All that stuff. Obviously she caught him. I was hoping that she'd maybe kind of jump out the window. We'd see her fly a little bit. That would have been cool, but I guess she can't really fly. She can only leap tall buildings in a single bound, or leap small buildings in a single bound. But no flying there. She just caught him. And I thought, oh my god, that's it. She's out. She's going to be destroyed. There's going to be a lawsuit or something. She's going to have another thing on her plate, which is kind of annoying that there's so much things going on with her. But it's it's life. I think it's interesting the way they're doing that, and it really is realistic, having different things going around. And then we find Bryce Chang trying to hire Malcolm. And it was interesting. Glad that he even told Trish about that. Told Jessica about that, and he was upfront about it. And he even got to the point there where he's getting 20% of every client and stuff, every case and stuff. I think that's quite interesting with the way they do that, and the way he's standing up for himself. And it's really interesting to see them building up that closer relationship. And then Trish and Jessica go to find Max, and Trish punches through the car, which is pretty cool seeing that. And they find out that, and Oscar comes up and tells Jessica, that he's thanks Jessica for saving Vito and stuff, and Vito told him everything, and it's quite interesting with that. Now he decides to tear up the eviction notice, and Jessica and him decides to invite him in for a drink since he gave her the bottle. And then she makes a move on him, and he's just not ready for it, and so he kind of sidetracks from him. But for me, since the trailers, I saw him in the trailers, them making out, so clearly they will get together at some point within this show. I mean, she's hitting on hooking up with anyone who will as she walks by type thing throughout this season, so it would make sense that she would hook up with him. And then we see Griffin has a secret call as soon as we get to Griffin and Trish are in bed and stuff, and she leaves to go have a shower, and he gets a call, and he waits for her to leave the room before he starts talking about it. And is obviously saying doing some shady stuff, and there's something on that and stuff. And it was interesting with that. We still don't know what's going on, and I do feel like he's probably working on the case, the IGH case, on his own. Without Trish, and trying to just kind of go through that. I mean, at first when I saw later on, when I see the guy breaking into Jessica's apartment, I thought, oh my god, that's Griffith. He probably worked for IGH or something, and he's trying to get them off the case, so that make it look like IGH is going on after the case, but he's trying to solve the case without Trish, so that he can kind of do it without getting her in trouble and without getting her hurt type thing. But now I guess it seems a little bit more darker than that. Kind of maybe he is working for IGH, maybe he is part of IGH, and it would make sense if they'd want to hold on to that. Because she hasn't touched her computer since he last touched it. So the last person to touch the computer that she had, actually Trish was looking through Jessica was looking through the computer. So I guess they haven't noticed whether or not the files are gone, but maybe they've just been copied so that IGH can secretly remotely control the computer and to kind of watch what's going on and see what Jessica and Trish are looking at on the computer. So then we find out that when they decide to go after. You find out that that Simpson made a super taser, and they find out that via Max, they find out that Izina Green. Isna Green was the only other person after Jessica and Whizzer who was paid for by IGH. So it's interesting playing with that and seeing where that's going to go with her. But we've also found out that Simpson made some sort of super taser, and it's able to tase Jessica actually. And it doesn't quite take it out, but it is enough to kind of them get away and stuff if they need to. Then there's some sort of... then when they go to look for Green, the hobo, Trish ends up taking the nuke, Simpson's nuke puffer. Unclear how much, if it's more making her more strong than the pills were, because remember last season when Simpson is fighting Jessica and he's all hopped up on the pills and stuff, he even says to her that you would win this fight if you weren't so bad beat up, because she was beat up when she got hit by the car last season, and that's when she's still kind of healing. She was still healing from that. So the original nuke pills that he was taking in the first season wouldn't be strong enough to take on Jessica. So who knows if this puffer that she has, who knows how many they last, and is it refillable? Is it is there a certain amount of these puffers? Does she have to conserve these? Is it endless? That would be cool to find that out as they kind of experiment with these stuff. And what happens if Jessica takes this stuff? I think that would be a cool thing for the end. If we get a scene somewhere where Jessica is surrounded by like a couple of guys and girls, kind of super powered girls like her, like that other guy, and maybe 5 guys versus her, and they're all like 5 other people are all like super strong, and Jessica just takes a puff of the puffer and then kind of gets even more strong on top of her powers and has to fight on that. Would just be cool to see her just kind of tear through a bunch of guys, like an army of guys like that. That would be quite interesting and fun to see that. Then we get Price Chang breaks into or hires someone to break into Jessica's place because he wants to take over the IGH files, trying to take her files and stuff. And then Isa Green, we found out that Isa Green was a nurse for IGH. And then Leslie stops the intruder. She's the one that, when he's leaving with the briefcases, I guess she was spying on... It's unclear if she was spying on this guy, or I guess she was spying on actually Jessica and protecting her. But she didn't realize, I guess if she was spying on Jessica, why didn't she follow Jessica out to Trish's place, or did she go there after? So that'll be cool to figure that out. Why was she there? And she just watching over Jessica's place. Did she know that Jessica wasn't there? That'll be cool to play with that as times go on. Then obviously the cops take Jessica and Trish in for that. I mean, just they take Jessica in, but they get Trish in because Trish ends up attacking the police officers, and she's all high on the nuke puffer. But it is interesting to see that. I mean, obviously Trish will probably get out of it. She could probably pay her way out of that. Her way to pay the bond or whatever they call it there, pay her way out of that one. But see how Jessica is going to do this. This is going to be interesting to see how that goes, if she'll be able to make bail or not. And we're quite interested to see how things are going to get proved and what's Malcolm going to do this. And is this going to get the case now? Now that they case these files, they're obviously going to be in there unless, I'm assuming Leslie has kind of stole it. Although it's interesting, her name is Leslie, but yet when you look here on IMDb, her name is just a different name here. So I don't know, maybe that's a spoiler type thing. So I guess I won't say it or whatever, but maybe it's her real name. We'll see when that goes and how things kind of continue on. Although I wish... IMDb, if they're going to put their real name, the character gets revealed in a later episode, why put it in the IMDb page for episode 4 of Jessica Jones season 2? Why don't you put that reveal into in the episode when it gets revealed, and not just generally in the whole season 2 IMDb page? I don't know, they should work on that IMDb. So yeah, it's always interesting to see where things go with this. It's going to be fun to see where things turn out, and how is obviously this going to slow people down, and how is it going to slow Jessica, and where is she going to get out of this and to move on. It'd be quite interesting to see that, because at this point, Jessica keeps getting bailed out by Trish. At what point is the bail money going to be set so high that Trish is not going to be able to help her out of this, and they're going to have to go to maybe Hogarth is going to help her or something like that. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But even then, Hogarth can't really risk, is not going to spend all her money just to get on millions of dollars just to get Jessica out of prison when when you know she needs the money to help pay for her experimental treatment that she's looking for all over the internet type thing. So that'll be fun to play with that and how things go from there. So all in all, it's an interesting episode. Definitely can't wait to see where things all go in next episode. So let me know what you think, guys, about season 2, episode 4 of Jessica Jones. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
To talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.